Shalom. We are the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna.
That's right.
And today's topic is, this is a topic that's going to make a lot of people, African worshipers, angry. But in the Isupk, we have a reputation for not caring.
That's right.
Okay. One thing the Egyptologists and all of them never do, they can never tell you how Egypt fell. What happened? You know what I'm saying? They can never tell you that. They can always tell you only how great Egypt was and how, glorious it was and all of that. But they can't tell you how it fell. But in the Isupk, we will tell you how it fell. It fell by the word of the Lord.
That's right.
Let's start with Ezekiel.
I need that Bible. It's the Bible dictionary. I'm thinking it's a Bible. It's a Bible. All right.
Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 29, verse 1. In the 10th year, in the 10th month, in the 12th day of the month, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Says, set thy face against Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Now, this ain't talking about the same Pharaoh that was Joseph or during the time of Moses. But this is talking about that, because see, Pharaoh is a title, actually it means king of the dead. You see what I'm saying? Or in some translations, taxer of the dead. All right? The same spirit that's on Pharaoh also goes to his descendants. And they're all called Pharaoh, just like Christ was also called David. You see what I'm saying? The same spirit that was up on King David, going down to King Solomon, going down and down and down the line. This is the bloodline. Now, this is also talking about the same thing, because Ezekiel actually lived in the time of where the takeover of Babylon.
Right.
That's the time that the prophet Ezekiel actually lived. And he's speaking, of course, he's doing what a prophet do. He's telling the future. Right? So, give me more on that, sir.
Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all Egypt.
Now, he's telling him to prophesy against him and against all Egypt. Now, you have a fake Israelite group out there that's teaching today. They're teaching not to talk against the white man. If you don't talk against the empires that's ruling, against the people that are ruling over yours, then you can't call yourself the prophets. Because that's what the prophets did.
Right.
The prophets lived a dangerous life. Being a prophet of the Lord is no joke.
That's right.
And you have to be bold, and you have to be brave, and you have to be uncompromising. You have to be, as the word General Yahanna used, I like this word, staunched. That's what you have to be.
Right.
You have to be hardcore. Give me more, sir.
Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers, which hath said, My river is mine own, and I have made it for myself.
Because one thing, the Egyptians were also known for doing the same thing that the white man that he tries to do today. How the white man will make, man-made lakes, things like that. Well, they had a technology to where they can sit there and ship rivers and from another land into Egypt to make a glorious river go through Egypt. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They were real good with irrigation and things like that. Similar to what the white man is today. And the white man makes man-made lakes, man-made ponds. Down in Sweetwater, Tennessee, you got the Lost Sea down there. Which is actually a man-made underground lake. Now, that place is cool. I wouldn't mind visiting that again one time, though. But that's a cool looking place. I ain't even gonna lie. It's lucky. But it's a man-made lake. Well, the Egyptians were doing the same thing. They would, marvel off their great structures and all that they would do, that they would make, that they would build and all of that. And everybody was marveling over the Egyptians just like they're marveling over the white man today.
Right.
Now, if it was wrong to speak against the white man, then why the hell is Ezekiel speaking against the Egyptians? You take that out, and you take the prophecies against the oppressor away from your group. You're undone. You're through. You're finished. We'll be watching your demise. Is it cool for me to go ahead and say the group is actually doing that?
Yeah.
That group is IUIC. That's actually telling their people now. First, they stopped saying the white man's a devil.
Right.
First, they stopped doing that.
Right.
And then they backed up as far as to say, now you can't speak against the white man. And they blaming it, you have another fake Israelite group is blaming it on the 501c3, saying that they can't say certain things and all of that. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the damn 501c3. It has nothing to do with that. Or if it does, it's because the 501c3 sees some weakness in you. They're just like any other group of white devil dogs. You see what I'm saying? If they smell weakness, they want to attack. So now, once they stop saying that the white man was a devil, and they start to, trying to be more friendly towards, towards non-threatening towards the Gentiles and all of that, taking off their threatening appearance and all that, they smelt blood. But because the white man only respects one thing, he respects force. That's what he respects. He worships the God of forces. So when you compromise, he smelled blood, he's coming for you. You see what I'm saying? Because the white man is the walking manifestation of the devil that you can see on the earth.
That's right.
He smell that blood, he's gonna come at you. So it might have been the 501c3 that came at him. Who knows? But regardless, they stopped prophesying against the devil. You see what I'm saying? And with you not prophesying against the evil kingdoms and all of that, that's one of the reasons why the Egyptologists don't know why Egypt fell.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? They want to have this, they talk about they believe in Egypt and black love and all of that, but really they believe in the melting pot. They believe in taking predator and prey and mingling together so that the prey can be devoured by the predator, as long as they can line up their own pockets with a few dollars, right? And get a little fame and fortune for themselves. They will feed you to who the hell ever. They don't give a damn about you at all.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And they're sitting there talking about, well, y'all waiting on a man to come from the sky. Well, y'all claim that y'all's alien gods come from the skies and built the pyramids.
Right.
You see how insane that is? Y'all cut yourselves on that one.
Right.
Go on then, sir.
Speak and say, but verse 4, but I will put hooks in thy jaws, and will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales.
The Lord said he will put hooks into the jaws of Pharaoh and all of Egypt and cause the fish to stick to his scales. What does that mean? The fish that are sticking to the scales, because Egypt is the great dragon that's in the sea right here in Ezekiel, not the same dragon that's in Revelations. Notice this dragon is not red. The one in Revelations is red. That's talking about the white man.
Right.
But this dragon right here, because Egypt was similar to what the white man is today, the Lord said he will make the fish stick to his scales. What are the fish that stick into his scales? All the other nations that depend upon Egypt. They're going to stick to him. They're going to, as soon as he start falling, now they come in Egypt. What we going to do? What we going to do? They in a panic now. That's the fish sticking to the scales. They panicking. They like, what's happening? What's going on?
Keep going.
That's why they're sticking to, they're cleaving to Egypt, right? That's what's going on right now. Because with the fall of Egypt, the other ones have to fall too. Now, who was cleaving to Egypt during this time? Who was really cleaving to Egypt the most? The other families of Ham.
Right.
They were the ones that was cleaving to ancient Egypt. All the other Hamitic races were cleaving and sticking to them because Ham, all the children of Ham were in great power during this time. You see what I'm saying? They were in great power. And all their confederates, the other sons of Ham, were right up under them.
Right. should be. It's wild. You want more?
Yeah. Get that lamp real quick.
Yeah, it will be good. I'll take over and grab a
Cut.
And look, the fall of Africa is a peculiar thing because people who haven't studied, people who don't know any better, who are going off of YouTube clips and these things, haven't done no real studying. Africa isn't no one catch-all. It's a one catch-all phrase, but it is not a one catch-all place. Everything in Africa, it's not like one thing happens in one corner of Africa, and that means it happened to the whole damn continent. That whole continent is not connected. That's like something happening in Mexico, and the people in Canada, it don't have no effect to them. That's what it's like in Africa. You got African countries where something will happen in one part of Africa, but the rest of Africa, it'll have absolutely no effect. You see what I mean? Like parts of Egypt, when Egypt got conquered by the Turks and Muhammad and the Arabs and the Ottoman Empire, that didn't happen to every single part of all of Africa. You got parts of Africa that were unscathed and unaffected by that conquering of Egypt. Like all of Africa ain't just one catch-all thing. But the Lord did put down Africa, the highest parts of Africa, in the dust. All right, that's the parts that everybody want to love and talk about. Oh, the ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. Okay, there are hundreds and thousands of groups and subgroups in Africa. Now, when Kemet fell and Egypt fell, other parts in Africa had none effect to them. They continued to put their face in cow butts. They continued to drink cow blood. They continued to put plates in their lips. Nothing changed. You see what I mean? Just because one part of Africa fell, don't mean all of Africa is like all of it is connected. You had one part of Africa fall, go to war, get destroyed. And you had other parts of Africa where life continued day to day, none effect. That's what you don't understand about Africa, man. You think Africa is just one all catch up. Let's go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. That's like saying let's just go back to planet Earth. Let's go back to planet Earth.
Right.
You can't just go back to planet Earth because every different part is different. You can't just go anywhere to planet Earth and live. Like, oh yeah, let's go to planet Earth. That North Pole part, that sounds good. Let's go there. The South Pole part, oh yeah, that Antarctica, that sounds good. Let's go there. Or that little desert, the Sahara Desert over there in Africa. Let's go there. The Mali Desert, let's go there. A lot of you don't even have no context of what the geography of Africa is like. You see what I'm saying? The fact that parts of Africa is cut off from each other. West coast of Africa had nothing but the north parts of Africa. Right. The southern tip of Africa had no parts with the northern tip of Africa. You so bred up and up the ass of the north Egyptian part of Africa that you don't know nothing else about the rest of the continent.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like I said before, it's like something happening in Mexico. The people in Canada don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn. It don't affect them hardly at all, if not at all. So the fall of Africa is biblical. It's not the fact that you had one part of Africa get destroyed. God leveled all the African people. He leveled all the African people because if you go to South Africa, the white man is living gloriously in South Africa. They got meat pubs where all they do is go there and eat the finest parts of the meat, and they got big mansions and they ruling over the South Africans. Right. They living great over there. The African people, the children of Ham, were put down. It wasn't just the land. The land belongs to those people, so that land go down with them. But as you know, you got people who went in that land. The white man, he's living fine. He's living gloriously in there. Right. So this is the thing. If we go to Africa, guess what? Our success is not based on nothing else that's going on over there. Right. It's not based on the African people. It's not based over the land. Because you can be successful no matter what land you're in. If you got 300 or 3,000, 30,000, 300,000 black people, you take them and put them in Mexico. They should be successful in Mexico if they're successful, if they got what it takes. If you take 300,000 black people today and put them in Africa, Russia, Put them in any fucking where. Put them on Mars. And you're not going to have the same success without the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. That's the key factor. It don't matter if we go back to Africa. It don't matter if we get in touch with Africa inside and this and that. If you don't have that law to not sleep with another man's woman, you're going to see brothers killing each other.
Right.
You're going to see women being whores. You're going to see women getting this man to fight and hate this black man.
Right.
Because she's sleeping with both of them.
Right.
You're going to see children with no fathers. Because the woman don't know who the father is. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. No decency, no morals, no code, no laws. You basically see the ghetto of America wherever you drop black people off at. We'll start erecting basketball courts, playing basketball. We'll probably erect projects back again.
Yeah.
We need projects. This ain't working. I can't stand these little huts. I need some apartments. And just make some projects again. Right. We'll probably call the white man back over to rule back over us. We'll start inviting white people over to living with us and automatically putting them as the presidents and leaders and government leaders and shit.
Right.
You see what I mean? The slave-born mentality is just that. It's our mind mentality. That's why the Bible says the truth shall make you free. How will you know the truth? Is the truth based off of where you live? Oh, I live over here, so now this is the truth. I got the truth now because I live in Africa. I got the truth. Oh, I got the truth now because I live over here. Or I live over there. The truth don't have nothing to do where you live or who you connected with. The truth have to do with your own personal mind.
Right.
That's what Christ was telling us. Truth shall make you free. How do you know the truth? In your head. Between the frontlets of your eyes. You see what I mean? Opposite of that is where you put the mark of the beast. Where you put your love and allegiance to a white man in America. We'll start having voting booths and everything. We'll start trying to cut people out of voting. We'll start having, all type of, we'll do everything that's going on here in America. We'll do the same thing in Africa. We'll start putting Christmas trees and killing each other over Black Friday sales and beating the hell out of each other for that. Bloods and Crips will start back up again.
Right. We'll be running around eating wild boar.
We're eating pig and pork, having 4th of July barbecues in Africa.
Right.
We'll be sitting around, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, killing each other, sleep with each other's women. We'd do the same thing if we was in Africa.
As a matter of fact,
go ahead.
As a matter of fact, the Hebrews that are in Africa are actually doing the same. The ones that left in Africa are actually doing the same damn thing. Mm-hmm. They in gangs. Mm-hmm. They run around sleeping like what the captain just brought out, sleeping with each other's wives. The women are whores. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are over there now are still living just like what we live here. They're just speaking a different damn language.
And sometimes they're doing it even worse. They be over there thinking they some old, we're just world African community, we moved out of here. They be all butt naked, five niggas sleeping with one bitch.
Right.
Sleeping with one woman. They taking turns with her and stuff.
Right.
And she's just some nasty, disgusting, cum-filled Nubian queen, who walks around and shit.
Right.
You living almost worse than here in America. You be living worse.
Right.
Let alone no oversight, you know what I mean?
Right.
You be just living worse. Like I said, you be walking around naked. Every 5 guys sleeping with one woman every night. They're probably banging her together. All 5 of them at once, and talking about how they're some elevated African consciousness level.
Right.
And they're a new sexual experience of elevating this consciousness, global mentality, stars and moons in the sky, got bullshit.
Right.
When all they're doing is just following their damn lust and being disgusting, just like they would have been in America.
And the Hebrew women over there are getting with Hamite men, a lot of them, and becoming the lowest of the damn concubines. You see what I'm saying? They becoming the dirt, low piss of the concubine. That's the one that the damn Hamites do all the nasty things that they want to do, that they won't do with their own wives and concubines that are of their stock. They'll do it with her. Same thing in the Arab world, or in Somalia and stuff like that, for instance. They treat, the Hebrew women over are treated like they just flat out whores. You know what I'm saying? But they don't do their own women like that. Their own Somali women, they don't do them like that. But they'll damn sure do it to her.
And it gets worse from there. Believe me.
Yes.
We're just barely touching the surface of what's going on
Yeah,
with Hebrews that already moved over and packed over Africa. We're not even getting into the wars that goes on between the Africans that are from the seed of Ham and the Israelites that moved over there.
Right.
Like, they've been having civil wars over there from black people that moved over there from 100 years ago.
Right.
You got black people that moved over there 100 years ago on the same knowledge that you're talking now. Africa, we need to speak Zulu and Swahili and Swahili and this and that. They over there, they done moved over to Africa, and now they're in a fucking civil war.
Right.
They've been already killed off by the civil war because they thought it was all hunky-dory, love and peace. Right. Next thing you know, you got a village of Africans coming with AKs, cutting you up, tearing you to shreds.
Or Arabs too, because the Arabs be linked right with them in Africa too, doing the same damn thing, just like they did during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. How the Africans and the Arabs linked up together. And
you know they linked up together now, if I could, because when you look if you look on what's going on over there, Niger, Chad, a lot of the East-West Africa parts, what's the major battles? Boko Haram. Boko Haram is still over there. And they are under the banner of ISIS. That you know. Africans, the Ham and Arabs back together in Ishmael.
Right.
Ham and Ishmael. Right. Boko Haram is over there right now, burning villages, killing people, stealing children and putting their children armies, and having full-out battles, raping women, burning down villages, burning down schools with children in them. They're doing that same shit. So if you go over there to Africa now thinking you're going to set up some village or something, you bring 100 black people with you, then Boko Haram come, what you going to do then?
Right.
Now you're in a conflict. Now you got to kill your African brothers.
Right.
Oh, my African brothers, don't do this. Now they chopping your ass up with machetes.
Right.
You don't know what you black people in America ain't nowhere near prepared to combat with reality.
Right.
We ain't nowhere near prepared to really to do what it takes, except in ISUPK, to do what it takes and live on our own as a people amongst these other nations, man. We have no clue what it takes.
Right.
We think our great mind and our great mouthpiece of some stupid books that we read is what's going to put us ahead amongst the nations. The nations don't give a fuck about those books you read or none of that. They are there. They see, can I come kill you or can I not?
Right. Common sense.
That's what they see. Can I come devour you or can I not?
Right.
And if you're the type that believes in African knowledge stuff, you guys are not nowhere near militant. You're not on a defensive level. You're not on a militant level. You're not on any level when it comes to combat. I seen you. And none of you looking combat ready.
Right.
None of you even have the spirit to be combat ready. You know, Sinetta's whole crew, they're wearing those soft African garments. You about to get that whole African garment ripped to shred. They're gonna be ripping it apart like you a woman. You be like, you know, screaming like a damn woman as they ripping apart your little African dashiki, you know, little paper thin garment.
Right. Look at your leaders. Look at your leaders. Look how soft they are. You know, I mean, look at Polite. Now, what type of military man do you think that dude is? He's not a military man at all. Look at the way that he does. Look how he moves, how he lives his life. But at the same time, when he's on camera, sometimes he'll try and put it like he has some type of militant spirit to him. You know, by having, you know, security guards and things like that. You know, this dude's no more than a man that wants to be a celebrity. You see what I'm saying? That wants to be a rapper, or he's no different.
Right.
And that's not a military leader. As the king is, so is the people.
Right.
That's your general, you screwed. And there's another point that I wanted to bring out also. You know, also too, you sisters out there. Now, you got this thing going on Facebook where you're getting friend requests from Africans, Utumbu, from, you know, wherever the hell, some country in Africa, some damn where.
Right.
Next thing you know, he done inboxed you asking for money. And your dumb, simple, wannabe African butterfly brain behind, you sat there and investing in that. And you being scammed.
Right.
You don't even know, you won't even listen to your men, to your own men, because you'll just sit there bring it to him and say, what you think about this? You see what I'm saying? And he tell you it's a damn scam, you shrug your damn shoulder, you mad. Instead, you wasn't asking him what does he think about this. You was actually telling him what he thinks about it. You was telling him, no, we gonna support this, is what you really saying for real. And you sisters is getting scammed the hell up. And you know what? A lot of cases, y'all falling in love with the Hamites. You see what I'm saying? Where your money going, as the scripture says, where your money is where your heart is at.
That's right.
So you giving all this money to Umbella, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Umbella sitting there, he's getting paid.
Right.
All for you.
It's like, if I could, they got the damn Africans over there, like in a damn call center. All they do all day is send Facebook messages. Send money for the orphanage. We are starving. We need your help. My name is Tabutu. How are you? How was your day?
Right.
Blah 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 blah. They that's like their 9-to-5 job over there.
Right.
They all report to work and get down in front of the computer and send messages to simple black dumb ass motherfuckers who want to send them money for orphanages that don't goddamn exist.
Right.
Like you got a whole country over there, you ain't got nothing for your orphanage.
That's what I'm saying.
Like who you paying taxes to?
Right. And also, too, look at how many businesses they got here. Nigerians got a thriving community down in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Why the hell ain't they sending money? You see what I'm saying? Why ain't these Africans at these corner stores and all of that sending money? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They should be sending money over there. But instead, they know that blacks are simple as hell. You see what I'm saying? And they want to solicit you through the internet or whatever other outlet that they use to solicit you because they know you are people without a culture, a people that's just meat for everybody. They know that. And they'll give you some type of little simple picture, some little picture with a bunch of little Hamite little bastards sitting around, you know what I'm saying? Hungry with their ribs showing, their belly poking all out and all that. And you'll sit there and you'll think, oh, when you don't even care nothing about the people that's right up the block from you, you'll convince yourself that their suffering and pain is their own fault. Well, you know what? Africans suffering and pain is their own damn fault. That's why we're reading it here in the Bible right here. We're telling you where their faults is at. The Lord has a controversy with them, just like he has with the other nations on the face of the damn planet. And you going forth to help them out, you know what you're doing? You coming against the Lord.
That's right.
That's what you damn doing. Just like when you donate to American foundations, you coming against the Lord with that. When you pay your tithes in the Christian church, you coming against the Lord with that.
Right.
That's why you paying your tithes and the Lord's harming you just like he's doing. You done sat there and bought your ass diabetes. Ain't that something? Hey, you done sat there and been tithed into this church for 10 years and your ass done got struck with diabetes, heart disease, all types of damn things. You done bought that. You see what I'm saying? I remember an old joke back in the day. It said the dude went and got a prostitute. And when he was come to find out, well, the prostitute had burnt him. He come back and said, you gave me a disease. Well, the prostitute said, I didn't give you shit, you bought it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you're doing when you're dealing with the Christian church or anybody that's outside the ISUPK and putting your finances there. Everything is specific. Things are specific with the Lord. The Lord don't just operate loosely like that. God he's a God of order. Yahweh is about order. He always is. Now remember the scripture when it said, let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. What do you have in heaven? You have a rank system in heaven. You see what I'm saying? The angels ain't running, flying around and floating, just doing what the hell they want to do. They have jobs, responsibilities, duties, rank, order. They have all of that. That's why it says, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
That's right.
Setting up the same rank and order system here on the earth.
That's right.
More of that scripture, sir.
And I will lead thee thrown into the wilderness, thee and all the fish of thy rivers.
He said, now, as the captain brought out, these nations are not, linked together like that. But one thing that keeps them keeps them tied together is trade.
That's right.
Just like America today, you know what I'm saying? America today is the chief on the globe as far as importing and exporting. Every empire that's always been the top dog has always been the top in importing and exporting. Everything wants to go there. Everybody wants to buy something from there. So when it said, I will cause the fish to stick to thy scales, something's going to happen to where the trade is not going to be like what it's supposed to be. And they come to Egypt, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. What's happening? What's going on? Our merchants are not getting rich. Something's happening now. That's the fish cleaving to the scales of that great dragon that's here in Ezekiel that's called, that we know as the Egyptians or Pharaoh.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead, sir.
Thou shalt fall upon the open fields. Thou shalt not be brought together, nor gathered. I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field, and to the fowls of the heaven.
Now, the Lord said he gave the Egyptians, gave Pharaoh meat to be meat to the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, meaning all the other nations will pick his bones clean.
Right.
Just like when the Lord said he would cast him out to the open field, right? The open field is where the vultures come. You know what I'm saying? And the animals from the woods, they come out too to do what? Whatever's dead, they're going to eat it.
Right.
The jackals, the hyenas, and all of that, they're going to come and tear it apart. Well, that's what started to happen to ancient Egypt. When Babylon came down, when the king of Babylon came down and sacked everything. You see what I'm saying? Now, he was just the start in this.
Right.
You know, also, too, when it talks about the king of Babylon, this is also twofold, because not only is it talking about the literal king of ancient Babylon, but it's also talking about the white man when the Greeks came down also during the time of Ptolemy and did the same damn thing. You see what I'm saying? This really started a fall, the real fall of Africa. Now, people are sitting there thinking, you have brothers and sisters out there that's thinking, well, damn, us Negro races, we just can't get ahead. Look at us over here in America, and then look at Africa, and then look at, they're like, man, we just all messed up. For one thing, we're not the same as they are. And another thing, number two, is Ham had his time to rule. The Lord got tired of them just like he's getting tired of the white man today.
That's right.
This is the thing that starts to happen. And these things that happened to Pharaoh also is going to happen to America. You see what I'm saying? It's just like the title of the Pope. You see what I'm saying? They go through the same rituals as they went through in ancient Egypt. When they ushering in a Pope. And they making sure that the same spirit that was on the Pope from before and the bloodline and all of that is that the bloodline is pure.
Right.
And what they do, the same spirit, they call it transferring of spirits. That's why they come with the smoke. You know what I'm saying? With their own little sensors and all that, the smoke rising up. That's a ceremony that they do that has to do with transferring of spirits from the dead Pope on to the Pope that will take his place.
That's right.
That's why they do that ceremony every time they ushering in a Pope. You see what I'm saying? Because smoke, wicked smoke, it invokes wicked spirits. So the same evil spirits that was on him will be on this next Pope, so they will be damn near like the same person. And they're of the same bloodline. To make sure that new Pope doesn't have different ideas from the first. You see what I'm saying? Well, it was the same thing in ancient Egypt. That's why the Lord said prophecy against Pharaoh, but he's speaking to them all like they're all one man. You see what I'm saying? But they're not one man. One dies and another one's risen. One dies, another one's risen. If all the sons of the one that died, then it goes to next of kin, which is just like him because the bloodlines and shit are tight. You see what I'm saying? That's right. They want to cause chaos and confusion upon everybody else, just like what the white man do today. Like, say, for instance, the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts and all of those people right there. Their bloodlines are tight. while they heap up confusion upon everybody else. You see what I'm saying? They'll go as far as they were sleeping with sisters and mothers until the Lord started smiting them with, the children with mongoloidism and all type of stuff like that. Then they had to go like
Down syndrome.
Right, Down syndrome, and they was having all types of different type of diseases, various different kinds of diseases. But those diseases enabled, made them to where they couldn't rule in their father's stead. You see what I'm saying? So now they had to go to first cousins. Things like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the Lord, as he said, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right. But the Lord wasn't really doing this with the actual ancient Egyptians, not so much. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you had defects in a lot of them. You had some that came out as dwarfs and things like that. But it wasn't to the magnitude as the Lord had did it to the white man in these last times, right? Give me more of that scripture, sir.
And all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel.
They've been a staff. What does the staff have to do with it? The staff also has to do with authority and teaching and things like that. We were learning from them just like when the white man has been the staff and reed to Negroes today. Back then it was the ancient Egyptians. And the Lord is angry with the ancient Egyptians because of that. You can't just sit there and blame one party. You can't do that. You can't sit there and take Israel and say everything is your fault. We're not going to blame the white man. We're not going to blame, the serpent. We're just only going to blame Israel, but then you don't want to speak against the serpent. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. The only thing that you're going to wind up doing is you're going to hate the Hebrews. And you're going to feel that you have more in common with the white man because you're covering the white man's sins and hiding while accusing your own damn people. Right. When he's the source of all the madness that your people is going through. But you're afraid of him. And if you're afraid of them, then how you going to lead anything? A scared king is not a good king. If the prophet spoke against the nation that was oppressing the people of the Lord, then why the hell shouldn't you? Right. Moses combated and came against the Egyptians, and he faced death. He faced imprisonment. I'm so scared of that stuff. The Apostle Paul went to prison. And eventually he was executed. Just like other apostles. When you sit there and you take on this truth, your life goes on the line. It goes with the territory. That's right. You don't know whether you're going to be live to be 100 or you're going to be assassinated next year or next month. You don't know. But the important thing is that you stand on this truth and you be uncompromising with it. That's the important thing. Because you want to, at the end of the day, you want to smile from the Lord. You don't want the Lord to look at you as a reject. You don't want to be ineffective and just thrown somewhere in the damn potter's ground. You don't want that. And you damn sure don't want to mess around and be like these televangelists nowadays who done sit there and want to live in the lap of luxury, for a day instead of suffering with their people. They would rather do that. You damn sure don't want to be like that. That's right. Because the Lord is dead set against you when you are. And he'll let you coast for a while. But as the scriptures say, an hour worth of pain, a lifetime of pleasure is forgetting in an hour worth of pain. You got to remember that. Always think about that one right there. You got any more of that, sir?
John. When they took hold of thee by thy hand, thou didst break and rend all their shoulder.
Ooh, look at this. Does this sound familiar? Can you read that again, sir?
When they took hold of thee by thy hand, thou didst break and rend all their shoulder.
Now, when it talks about you took hold of their hand, think about it. Who takes hold of your hand in your individual household? Your wife and your children. If you're going across the street, what does your child do? Your child automatically grabs your hand, right? Because he depends on you. He trusts in you. He trusts because you're bigger, you're stronger than he is, you're smarter, you're wiser than he is, and he knows that, right?
What?
Now, he's totally dependent upon you. Now, we was totally dependent upon the house, upon the Egyptians. The house of Israel was totally dependent upon the Egyptians because we were destroyed as a people at that time too. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord, look, when he looked down at us, even though we was all messed up and we was in sin and we had turned against the Lord, when we took hold of the hand of the Egyptians, just like a 5-year-old child would take a hold of the hand of his father, the Lord saw that, and he felt compassion for that. And what did they do to us? Go ahead, sir.
Thou didst break and rend all their shoulder.
What did when we leaned up on them?
Break and rend all their shoulder.
That means they put us in an even more harder bondage. That's what it means to break and rend the shoulder, because if you lifting bricks, you lifting big bricks and stuff like that, where you got it at? It's on your shoulder, and to rend something means to tear it, right? How are our shoulders tore? By us carrying those bricks from Pharaoh, and they tearing our shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wearing us away. They said, well, you know what? Since y'all trust in us, y'all gonna be even more slaves to us. That's how cruel they were. What they should have did, a compassionate race of people would have been like, damn, y'all are totally dependent upon us right now. Let's lessen the load a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like, when your child, or any child, it don't even have to be your child. It could be a stranger's child. You see what I'm saying? And that child, at the moment he's trusting in you, he's grabbing hold of your hand so that you can walk him across the street. You feel some type of compassion and pity for this little child, right? Well, the Egyptians were hardcore bastards just like the white man is, and they felt no compassion for us. None at all.
That's right.
They used it to they seen it as weakness. That was it. That's all they seen. That would be the equivalent of, that child is taking your hand and then you mislead him out in the damn street to where he gets hit by a car or something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's cold-hearted and callous as hell. This is why the Lord started to bring down, he brought down the Egyptians down to the damn dirt. And this prophecy was spoken after the time of Moses, when the Lord first started hitting the Egyptians. They still never learned their lesson during the time of Ezekiel. Because during the time of Ezekiel, we wanted to go back down into Egypt at this time.
That's right.
Because the border of Judah stood right on the border of Egypt. We were just walking down into Egypt. You see what I'm saying?
And if I could, we actually had a council, and the king had a council. And he said, shoot, what, should we stay and fight? Or should we run to help get Egypt to help us and things like that? What did we choose? Ran to get Egypt to help us. You see what I'm saying? Like, you putting yourself under the Egyptians.
Right.
Believing in Egyptology is just like believing in Islam. You believe in Egyptology, that means you have no problem with working for an African. That means if an African wanted to hire you, that's good. You are getting blessed. The original man wants to hire you from the homeland.
Right.
As opposed to you being your own identity, we don't want to work for no damn body. We want everybody working for us. You see what has the real power? Like, the real power is in here. Right. Because we don't want to work for Africans. We want Africans to work for us.
Right.
If you believe in Egyptology, working for and with the African is like your number one goal and dream in life. And then them Africans always spit in your face. That's why none of them Africans have believing that Egyptology garbage.
Right.
None of the Africans believe in that. Ain't no Africans walking around with big jewelry necklaces and
right.
Ankh hats and, old Pharaoh
right.
and Nefertiti coyote head rings and necklaces and jackets with the pharaohs on it.
Right.
You don't see no Africans walking around with that.
It's funny, and if I will, sir,
God.
You got Negroes that's going to Nigeria, right? repping Egypt. Get the hell out of here. Are you serious? Are you that damn stupid?
Right.
The Africans look at you and laugh. They think you're the funniest thing walking in Africa. In the land, you're the funniest thing in the land of doo-doo and flies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You run around this damn Egyptian ankh on, and then at the same time, you rocking the dashiki. They ain't even dressed like that. They like, look at this dude. He's a clown.
Them Africans come to America, they saying, why don't you fit in? Why don't you wear a suit and tie to get all this money and get part of this great society? Why are you all trying to do all that? They actually think you stinking up the place.
Right.
They look at you like you is is wrong, and they're like, you is wrong. What is you doing? You need to get like me and dress in a suit and tie and get money. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at you with this thing.
Right.
That's why you walking around supposedly rocking their culture and loving them.
Right. You over in Africa taking a bath every day.
Right.
You over there taking a bath every day. They think you stink.
Right.
You ain't running around smelling like duty like them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know that you ain't they damn people. You over in Africa, it gets hot. You start to sweat. Your ass gonna take a bath. You know what I'm saying? You gonna take you a shower. You gonna find you a damn stream, a lake, something. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna slap on some deodorant. You know what I'm saying? You run around smelling like right guard. This nigga run around smelling like onions.
You ain't, and if I could, you ain't really keeping no real African traditions of today. You ain't keeping none of them real African traditions. All those people, every single one of them African Egyptologists, that's why I ain't even gonna say they lucky, because Captain Zarya giving them hell as well. But they lucky the rest of us they ain't dealing with the rest of us as well. Because we're going to come in there and destroy their whole movement and spirit and every damn thing.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you ain't keeping no real African traditions of today.
No.
You ain't getting circumcised.
Right.
You ain't putting lips in your plates in your lips. You're not getting the big gauge earrings. Even the white man doing that.
Right.
You ain't even doing that. You ain't scarification your face up to connect with your tribe like the rest of the Africans are doing modern day. You're not, wearing the sandals like they always do, carrying shit on your head. You got a book bag and a little tote with wheels. Right. Why aren't you carrying it on your head like the rest of them?
Right.
You ain't wearing the big old African head wraps that they wear. It was all like crunched up, looking dumb as hell. You're not even doing the African traditions that they are still doing today. You basically just want to claim all their heritage without actually doing their heritage and getting into their heritage.
Another thing too is, you claiming all of this African stuff, but at the same time, you get the lightest skinned woman that you can find that look like someone like Esau. Why ain't you going and getting some bald-headed woman?
Right.
With the little beads, with the little, you know what I'm saying? Why ain't you going to get that? Why ain't you going and trying to find your woman with a 5-foot neck? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I come here.
He's trying to get all these wives. Some reason none of them look like Africans.
Right.
They all got no long hair or whatever. None of them got no, like you said, no bald head. None of them got no long necks. None of them all, wearing African clothes. They all got clothes like American clothes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you put our ass in one of them little African G-strings or whatever, what you call that? I don't even know what the hell you would call
What the hell they wearing?
Yes. Why don't you put her in that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why don't she run around with her titties out?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna sit there and parade this woman around the little gathering or whatever. The debate with the damn with some American whore clothes on. Put her in the African stuff. And then another damn thing. She run around with a big afro. Africans don't rock no goddamn afro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They hair too fucking natural.
That's what I'm saying. They hair beady as hell. You know what I'm saying? They hair look like goddamn brills. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. They hair tighter than the motherfucking they round up. They hair tighter than a damn spring of a truck.
Right. And another thing too, Africans never put grease in their goddamn hair.
Right.
Africans never do that. That's the thing that because we're so used to having our heads anointed. That's why we do that. You see what I'm saying? That was, what I'm saying? We always was a people that had anointing, that were anointed and all of that. Even when we lost Totally lost our culture. Look at how many black hair care greases it is out there. You see, even African pride ain't African.
And when you see Africans straight from Africa, they ain't got none of that grease and shit in their hair.
No, they never do.
You see what I'm saying? Even Christ got anointed with a woman. She anointed his head when she busted that alabaster box.
Right.
So you don't see none of them Africans with no anointed, Vaseline,
right,
looking oiled up. None of that shit.
You see, the thing also, this also proves that our DNA is totally different from Africans. Because let us go without putting oil in our hair. I know mine is like this. My head will itch like crazy. If I go a long time without putting any type of grease or, you know what I'm saying, or oil in my head, I'll end up with that tether, what they call that tether. You know, where you get the dry spots in your head and it be white.
Dang.
I end up with that. I have to put something in my hair. You see what I'm saying? Because we were a people that were used to having our heads anointed. And then we end up with caked up, damn, we end up with, but Africans don't go through that. An African can go his whole damn life without ever a spot of oil touching his damn head.
Or body.
Right. And you can see his scalp. His scalp ain't gonna be all messed up behind him.
You check that door real quick. And also, Polite ain't even wearing that African bullshit.
Right.
He want to sell that African stuff like a damn snake oil salesman to you and to us as a people, but he not following his damn self. He not putting on the African garb. He not wearing the African everything. He ain't wearing nothing African. When was the last time you seen Polite in something African? Besides the makeup. I bet he loved the makeup. He loved the African makeup, but he ain't wearing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like I said, Polite, he ain't wearing nothing.
Right.
He ain't wearing that African stuff. Besides the makeup.
I'm there.
Hey. So go ahead. Yeah, somebody on here said facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
The light run around, he got a ball cap on all the time. You see what I'm saying? He ain't running around with any of that type of African stuff.
If I could, why don't he got that little square African thing on?
Right.
We don't see no Africans with basketball hats on. They all got that little circular, halfway kufi damn thing.
Right.
Why ain't Polite wearing that? See, you trying to learn customs from some people teaching you customs that they don't even follow themselves.
Right.
They turn around telling you about this great African culture that they don't even follow themselves. If it's so great, why aren't you following it? Why aren't you getting your members mummified and all this and that so they can be meeting the new gods and stuff like that? Why, go ahead.
Like it, sir. Also, too, the brothers that's Egyptologists and rich, right? How come you ain't making, when your peoples die, how come you ain't making a pyramid to put your family in?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's what the pyramids is used for. They were tombs. They were used to put important families inside these places as burial chambers and burial places and all of that.
That's right.
Why ain't you doing that? Y'all don't really believe in that stuff at all. The only thing that y'all in it for is only to reject the truth. That's it. Because, y'all's belief system is so lax. Y'all jump on into anything. Y'all take pieces out of whatever culture it is out there. You see what I'm saying? Y'all won't even discriminate like what you're supposed to do. If you believe in a certain thing, you're supposed to be like, wait a minute, hold on, that is not of us. You see what I'm saying? Right. But instead, y'all just embrace any and every damn thing. The Asiatic black man, y'all embrace that so y'all can now become Buddhists. You see what I'm saying? Right. Y'all can become Buddhists and Hindus and all of that. That's how the Jamaicans become Rastafarians by following after the damn Hindu Indians. East Indians. We following after every damn body and being destroyed. Give me more scripture, sir.
Come. And when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest and madest all their loins to be at a stand.
Woo, man, that's look at this scripture right there. Can you drop that one more again?
And when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest and madest all their loins to be at a stand.
Who leans upon somebody? Somebody that's tired and weary. You see what I'm saying? Somebody that's tired and weary that leans up on someone, what did they do? They broke them and caused their loins to be at a standstill, right? What did they do? They started to take out the babies. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they started also doing vasectomies and started, to stop our population. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they made our loins to be at a standstill. Because your children are the fruit of your loins, right?
Right.
They start, since now they're totally dependent upon us, now we can force them into population control. How cold-hearted of a monster and a goddamn beast you gotta be in order to think like this. You see what I'm saying? Look how evil you got to be. If you're so worried about them growing in population and taking you over. Now this is your Egyptians that y'all love and worship so much. America is modeled after ancient Egypt. That's why DC, at a certain point in DC, that's perfectly in line with the 3 most famous pyramids over in ancient Egypt. A perfect line leading to that. That stuff wasn't done by accident. It was done on purpose.
Right.
Just like DC, the layout of DC is based on Freemasonry. Freemasonry was actually the idea, wasn't even the idea of the ancient Egyptians. It was originally the idea of the Babylonians. Because what does a Mason do? A Mason, he deals with bricks. You see what I'm saying? And one of their symbols is the trowel, what you use to lay bricks with. I used to lay bricks, so I know these things.
Right.
With them building the Tower of Babel, you see what I'm saying? That's where the whole concept of Freemasonry, and when Babylon was destroyed, you see what I'm saying? And then you had, Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed. Egypt picked up the whole legacy. That's why they started to build the pyramids in remembrance of what they tried to do in ancient Babylon, keeping the idea alive. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And if I could, also, you go to Washington, D.C., what do they got? Obelisks.
Right.
Those phallus things. Those are just from ancient Egypt. You got also, on your dollar, what's on the dollar? A damn pyramid.
Right.
How the hell a pyramid get on an American dollar?
Right.
That come all the way from ancient Egypt.
Right.
Why is it on an American dollar? Because the founders of this country were Masons. Freemasons, like the brother said. They believed in ancient Egypt and how ancient Egypt was ran, the way that country government was ran, and it was the spirit on this place because this place is, like the Bible says, is spiritually Egypt.
Right.
Yeah, we're in Egypt all over again. So
right.
Everything just connects. You can just connect the dots. So however the hell you want to say it, because the founding fathers was Freemasons, or because white man's the devil, or because of this, because of that. It don't matter. The pyramid is on the damn dollar. Either way it goes. You pull out a dollar right now, it's a damn Egyptian pyramid on it. So you can't tell me there's no correlation between America and ancient Egypt.
Right. And it's dead on. And also linked with Babylon also, because what was the idea of Babylon? It was to build a tower to reach up into heaven, right? Well, the white man is not doing it with a tower. He's doing it with NASA. Right. You see what I'm saying? He's up in outer space. You see what I'm saying? Just like with the technology that the ancient Babylonians had, they understood that whatever they had to be very broad at the base, so that you could pile it and stack it up, and stack it up to where it could actually reach outside of the atmosphere.
Right.
NASA, through the Space Center, and with them linked up with Germany and all of them, were able to recreate what they was trying to do in ancient Babylon through NASA's Space Center. So there ain't no damn body can't tell me that this ain't Babylon of the last days. Because you have people that's even trying to debate that now. Or some people embrace the fact that, yeah, America's Babylon, but they won't say that the white man's the devil. You know what I'm saying? They won't say that the white man is evil, the evil ruling family, just like Nimrod's family was the evil ruling family during that time. You see what I'm saying? They won't sit there and put the dots together. Right. The Christian church is designed to make you not connect together. to not connect the dots between ancient Egypt, Babylon, and America today. They're there to sever the cord.
And even today with the Egyptologist teachings that are following right behind it, following behind our ancestors in Korah, following behind the Tower of Babel, you believe Egyptology stuff following behind is going on that same path of that just spirituality type out of nowhere, and not followers of God, but followers of idols and man-made beliefs and all type of sexual lust and lasciviousness. They should have no problem with America because America got a pyramid on the dollar.
Right.
That's what you believe in. You believe in the pyramids and the pyramids and the all-seeing eye of Ra. They got the all-seeing eye on the dollar. You should be right in line, in tune with America. You should have no problem with what's going on in America because America takes from your culture that you want to teach about.
Right.
America founding fathers learned from what you learned. So basically, you learn, your knowledge is the same as America's founding fathers.
Right.
So you should have no problem with the country that they made because the country that you make will be the same.
Right.
It would have the same principles, as ancient Egypt. It would have pyramids on its dollars, all-seeing eye, Ra on the dollar, be the same.
Right.
You should have no problem with America if you believe in Egypt and Africa and all of that garbage.
Right.
You should have no problem with America.
And you know what?
Because America believes the same thing.
Right. What's lying up under the surface is these leaders do love and believe in America, and the stuff's coming out now. Just like what Polite said, we need the police. We need the police in our neighborhood. That's just because he done accumulated some money. You see what I'm saying? So he figured, well, I need the police to protect my interests, but so that I don't get robbed by niggas. That's what he's really saying for real. But in reality, who's going to rob him is the damn white man.
Right.
That's who's going to rob him. You know what I'm saying? And these cops see Polite, and they pull him over. You know, they're going to see a nigga that they don't know who the hell he is. They don't care who he is. All they know is this is a nigga running around in a Bentley or whatever the hell it is that he drives. You see what I'm saying? And they don't want to rob him their damn self. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got any more scriptures?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will bring a sword upon thee, and cut off man and beast out of thee.
The Lord said he will bring a sword upon Pharaoh, right? Now this sword at this time were the Babylonians, the ancient Babylonians. Now, who was blessing came by the sword? Esau's blessing came by the sword, who was the Babylonians of the latter days. When the Greeks came down and Ptolemy and them, and they smoked the Egyptians inside Egypt there also. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, sir.
And the land of Egypt shall be desolate and waste.
Now we see why it's looking. Now we see why it started to look like how it do. You know what I'm saying? Now we're seeing why. The Lord said he was going to lay the land of Egypt waste. Egyptologists, show me according to your records what prophecies in your records talk about the fall of Egypt and how they actually fell, because it's awfully funny because y'all got a blind spot in that area. Y'all never can mention, well, y'all can talk about how great y'all were. You know, that'd be just like, say for instance, you know, we have a nice business, right? We got a nice business going, and the business goes to the height, and we become filthy rich. But all of a sudden, that business dwindles and starts to fall. What do we have to do? We have to find out why did it failed. We have to find out what mistakes did we make that caused the business to fall the way that it failed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You have to go back. It has to be in your records. Why don't you have access to them? Riddle me that. You such masters of Egyptian cultures and all that think you know so much more than we do. How does it say in the book of Tyrus? Thou art wiser than Daniel. Right. You know, right. So why don't y'all have these things in your records to show how did y'all actually fail? What happened? What practices were you doing that caused your demise? Who brought about that demise? Why? and how to rebuild again. Y'all don't have how y'all fail or a formula on how to rebuild.
That's right.
So why in the hell are you sitting there worshiping and uplifting a kingdom that was dead long ago?
Right.
Riddle me that. How stupid is that? You see what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
How stupid is that? You have no plan to resurrect Egypt, and you have no records of how Egypt fell. How dumb, how stupid are you?
Right. I could see if y'all brought, okay, this is the reasons why Egypt fell. All we got to do is keep these principles and do it like how we were originally taught, and we'll get back to it. We'll get back to ruling and being a great mighty Egypt again. They don't, like you said, they don't even present that. They don't have that. They have no idea of that. All they have is resurrecting the past that failed.
Right.
That's all they want to do. Resurrect the past, but that past that failed. They're not resurrecting, like at least us, Hebrew Israelites. We fell as a people. God punished us because we stopped our principles. We stopped keeping the laws.
Right.
We learned this, we learned that, but then we stopped doing it. That originally started getting us to success.
Right.
At least we're going to say, we got to start keeping these principles that we stopped doing. Now, once we start keeping these principles again, we can look for the success. But until then, you can't even ask why it's failing.
Right.
Don't even worry about why it's failing because you're not keeping the original principles that it was founded on. With Egypt, the original principles that it was founded on, who the fuck knows? Compared to these Egyptologists, scholars, so-called Egyptologist scholars, they have no clue. They have no even a spirit to even get into it.
Right.
Like, as far as they're concerned, just the knowledge and the history is great enough. Like, they're going to live like a slave in America, the white man killing us every day, but we do got that memory of that history of ancient Egypt.
Right. Right.
And we were kings. Like white devils, we made our posts and white devils were sitting there they kept saying, we was kings. We was kings. Like that's what we always say. Which we don't say that in UPK. We was never kings. You know what I mean? We had one king. We the princes of the powers and we still are. But these Egypt, Africa lovers always talking about, we was kings. Okay? Why are you not kings no more?
Right.
That's more important than what you were. Why aren't you there no more?
Right. And if I will,
what
formula do you have to make yourselves kings again?
Right.
Because obviously, y'all don't even understand the job of a king.
That's good.
Y'all don't even understand the job of a king. A king is a ruler. He governs affairs. So if you're saying that you're kings, where is your kingdom?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where's your kingdom? Where's your council that's around you that y'all sit around and y'all think of ways to govern? Where is all of that at?
Right.
You know, the job of a king is not easy. It's not, it's not about stunting. You see what I'm saying? It ain't about stunting and just looking good and all of that. We think a king is just like the sisters call themselves queens. You don't know what the job of a queen is.
A queen should make sure her people are eating.
Right.
Make sure her people got a place.
Right. She's supposed to have compassion upon the people, even in a time where the king might seem hard-hearted. Her job is also to persuade the king to have compassion and mercy. You see what I'm saying? And to be a mother to the people. But you hoes are selfish.
Right.
Y'all self-centered and only want to stunt. You want to be a queen of what? What type of queen are you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, put a descriptive title right after your queenship name.
Right.
You queen this, but queen what? Queen.
Right.
You queen the queen the royalty, queen the brave, queen the sweet, queen the compassionate, queen the brave. What the hell? What kind of queen is you?
Right.
You let them describe what type of queen they are, then all of a sudden they'll have a lack for words.
Right, right.
Because they think, because they don't have no good things to say about themselves.
Right.
When they start to think about it, they just end up being the queens of whoredoms.
Right, exactly.
They'll just be the queen of being a whore, and the queen of being selfish, and the queen of having a loud mouth, and the queen of everybody hating her because she's such a bitch.
Right.
The queen of not helping nobody but her damn self.
Right.
The queen of getting her hair and nails done. That'll be your old queenship title.
Right.
You don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because then you ain't gonna. Then you have to face reality.
Right. And even in that stuff, she ain't a queen. Because how you gonna be a queen in that stuff when all the other hoes is doing the same thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That means you would have to subdue the other hoes, have the other hoes paying you tribute, and you govern and rule over them in order for you to even be the damn whore queen. Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta subdue the other hoes. Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see the other little sects of hoes, and you gotta come through and subdue them and have them hoes paying you tribute. And you govern and you guide out the ways of their hoetry. You see what I'm saying?
And then you can be the queen of whores.
Right.
Queen of whoredom.
Right. Then you can at least have a title to your queen. You're queen of whores. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but goddamn, at least you'll have some understanding at least.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
At least you got somewhere to start from.
Right.
Now you bitches just trying to have it all like out in the air. I'm just a queen.
Just a
I'm
queen.
a queen. All black women are queens.
Right.
Like how the hell all black women queens? This motherfucker over here, you know what I mean? Who knows what she doing?
Run around with a butterfly right above your ass crack.
Right.
The butterfly, you look at the characteristics of a butterfly. A butterfly has 3 wings, but a butterfly is the most dizziest motherfucking animal, the dizziest thing that flies.
Right.
He just, a butterfly cannot fly straight. He cannot. It's impossible for a butterfly to fly a straight line.
And because butterflies aren't strong enough to even fly a straight line.
Right.
They got to go by basically off the wind currents.
Right.
The wind, they fly by just getting in different pockets of air. They don't fly by actual strength like a damn, certain other animals.
Right. They sure the hell don't. They got to fly and hope to land on something with some nectar. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And also, too, you clip the wings off the damn butterfly, and you ever see a butterfly without the wings? Or just look at the damn butterfly? It's pretty messed up looking creature. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which shows the ugliness that's on the inside of these sisters that run around thinking that they queens and run around, with the butterfly philosophy and all of that. Mm-hmm. Because they have no real substance for real. Look good on the outside, nice little wings and all of that. Dress nice, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Got your long weave beard and all of that. But deep down inside, when it comes to your core and everything, of who you actually are, you like that little moth that the butterfly really is for real. He's really a damn moth for real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's just a slug. He's just a slug inside.
Right.
A slug body part.
Right.
Get rid of the fake hair and all the superficial shit. Then it's just a slug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And religions like Egyptology, they strengthen you in being like that. They're not trying to set you straight and tell you what path you should go on. They're not trying to tell you right from wrong. They don't care about any of that. They said they're telling you that you God.
And the Christian church.
Right, and the Christian church.
Christian church is even before Egyptology.
Yes. But really, in reality,
they just wasn't the same.
Yeah, they did the same thing. Yeah, just like Negro Buddhism. All of what the white man is doing is he's making all religions Christianity. 20 years ago, you asked the Buddhist who is the chosen people of Buddha, and he'll tell you the Chinese. But what will he tell you now? Buddha loves everybody. Yeah. Buddha is about everybody. That's the same shit you heard inside the Christian church.
He said Buddha.
You know what I'm saying? He's here to teach everybody.
Buddha.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You ask the Ethiopians, who is Krishna love? Krishna loves everybody.
Who does Haile Selassie love?
Right.
Haile Selassie loves everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Who Muhammad? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Muhammad. Who Muhammad love? Muhammad love
everybody. Great point there.
Who does white Jesus love? White Jesus loves everybody.
Right.
Well, why the fuck white Jesus ain't hooking everybody up like he hooking up white people?
Right. There was a time, good that you mentioned Islam, because there was a time that Islam, you know what I'm saying? The Arab man knew that Islam, that Allah only loved the Arabs. Right. And Allah was on their side. Right. But with the black Muslims come along, they knew that there were exclusions, people that were excluded. You see what I'm saying? From Allah's love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But nowadays in Islam, what do they say? Allah embraces everybody.
Yeah, Allah loves everybody.
Right. All of these gods have changed within the past 50 years. Wow, really? Who forced the gods to change? If all of these gods are so powerful, if they're the real God, then why in the hell did man compromise their asses?
That's right.
Riddle us that.
That's right.
Because 50 years ago, you could never tell a Muslim that Allah loved everybody. Mm-hmm. You could never do that. Allah was the God of the Arabs.
Prophet.
Right.
Muhammad was the prophet
right.
sent to the Arabs, for
right.
the Arabs, to the, all, they'll get all them still about the Prophet Muhammad.
Right. So obviously, y'all must believe that the Prophet Muhammad's in hell. Y'all got to, because he never taught that Allah loved everybody. Muhammad never taught that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He never taught that. So obviously, he was going, either you wrong and you going to hell, or Muhammad was wrong and his ass going to hell. One of the two. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Even get down to Egyptology and stuff like that. The Egyptians didn't embrace every culture of every people and love every people. Ra wasn't the god of all the world.
Right.
Ra was the god of Egypt. You can't pull in the records where it say, oh, these gods created all mankind and was gods of over all mankind.
Right.
And did this for all mankind. They don't even slug it. Their knowledge don't even compass that much.
Right.
Their God only focused on Egypt. They don't. What does Ra think about the Chinese?
Right.
What does Ra think about the Japanese and the Russians? What did Ra think about them? Is he treating them the same as the Egyptians?
Right.
Are you saying the great pharaohs and everything are treated the same by Ra as the Japanese?
Right.
So basically, the Japanese is just like Pharaoh. So basically, Pharaoh means nothing because the lowliest Japanese is being treated the same by Ra.
Right.
Or is Ra giving a specialty to the pharaohs and Ra giving a specialty to the Egyptians? Which one is it?
Right.
Either Ra is racist and he's giving a specialty to only Egyptians and don't care about other races, or Ra cares for everybody the same, and a pharaoh means nothing, and pharaoh is just the same as a lowly bum Japanese.
Right. And you know what? Why you people out there worshiping Ra, who is supposed to be the sun god, which the sun also shines and produces and causes crops and everything to grow, right? Well, let's ask yourself the question: why is Egypt a desolate wasteland if Egypt was Ra's land? Why does it look like that? And why do other lands have way more fruitfulness than his land? What is that? You know what I'm saying?
That's a code. I want to hear what Sanetta and all them fools got to say.
And also, another thing too, with Ra being the sun god, which also has to do with crops and lands and all of that, all of you brothers and sisters is worshiping Ra in the land of America. What do your crops look like? Where your crops at? You donated Ra ain't even gave you no land so you can grow any goddamn crops.
Right.
So why the hell are you worshiping him? Nor does he tell you how you transgressed against him to where he's not giving you any crops. Put your thinking caps on, people. Just like I used to say in elementary, remember that? Put your thinking caps on.
Yeah.
Put your goddamn thinking caps on. Put your thinking Mitri on. Or whatever the hell it is, y'all.
They love to pose a million questions to us.
Right.
And we go around, we so wise from our God being the only true God, we answer every single question.
Right.
It ain't one question an Egyptologist pulled that we was like, damn, that question is so, we can't answer it. We ask them a question every damn day, they can't answer it.
Right.
The greatest of their scholars can't answer who's the originator of Ma'at. Like Captain Zaryak brought out. Who? Because one of their Egyptologists fucked around and said it was mythos. Like it was make-believe, like somebody created it. Captain Zaryak said, well, who created it then? If it's a myth, who created the myth? Because that's man-made. Same thing, who created the mist? How come Ra is punishing us today then?
Right.
Why is Ra not giving us the land and the greatness and the pyramids like of us of old? How come Ra and Nefertiti and all of them, how come they are not shining their great, righteous, majestical powers and riches over us right now like they used to?
Right.
What are we doing against them?
Right. And also, too, you people that are worshiping Ra and them, how come Ra ain't blessing you? Ra is the sun god. The sun, like we said before, the sun produces crops. You see what I'm saying? Right. It produces all types of good things. You know, it produces the crops so you can eat, so that your cattle can be fed. You know, Ra's blessing should be to get you cattle and lands. You see what I'm saying? And to get you good water and to bring you good health through the ultraviolet rays that come from the sun. You see what I'm saying? It should be to do those things. That should be his blessing, right? Then why the hell you got to go and beg from the people whom your God Ra is obviously against, whom he makes the sun burn, but you got to go to them to get your finances. Right. You got to go to them to get every damn thing. Answer these. Answer us these questions. Think about that for a second. You worshiping a God that's not only not profitable, but at the same time, they can't even tell you how you transgressed against him for the reason why he's not giving you the fruitful things of the sun. Think about that. Ponder up on that for a second. We are the Isupk on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahan.
That's right.
And that be our time. Shalom. Oh, pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. Egyptologists, pay your tithes to the Isupk so that the real God might bless you with some of the things that you want Ra to bless you with, but he's not doing. Right. Give your tithes and your offerings to the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, who is actually trying to gather your people together and have real solutions and have real answers to the things that you are going through today. That's right. Do that. And with that being said, shalom.
Man, the white man's a devil.
Right, man.
He done started all that Egyptologist bullshit.
Right. Damn, we smoked their ass today.
Yeah. I'm gonna have